Hi guys, it's me, Joe again, and it's been a while since I done one of these videos. I'm very sorry for that, but I was busy with doing other stuff, like going to college for a second time. This time I went to SUNY New Paltz in New Paltz, New York, for psychology and aging studies. And oh boy, I just need a break from doing all that because trust me, I need a break from all the stress and aggravation of it all. Not from the academics of it all, but just in general the physical setting of the college just was too much to deal with for anybody in a wheelchair. And yeah, I made a few videos for it, and I have a few videos that I'm gonna be making for that to show you find people in the internet land what I had to deal with, my experiences. That being said, I did meet some good people along the way. Some nice people, some nice professors, doctors, of education and psychology and agencies and whatnot. But I also met some very undesirable people, which I wish I could forget, but I can't. So, to just unwind for a minute, I figured to watch one of my favorite cartoons of my favorite blue hedgehog as Sonic Baby. And from what I gather, there are 4 cartoons dedicated to Sonic the Hedgehog. This one is by far the best one. More. This is Sonic the Hedgehog, the animated series, and it is by far the best one. So second, Sonic X and Sonic the Hedgehog, as well as Sonic Underground 2, which I haven't seen yet, but I hear it's very questionable. Anyway, this cartoon was around when I grew up, and it was simultaneously put up with the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, I should tell you that this cartoon is called SatAM because it was shown on Saturday mornings. So, that's where that name came from. But first I should, before I get into the cartoon, which is top notch if you ask me, you might notice something different about my appearance. Most notably my hair. Because I intend to grow out again for charity, for lots of love. And this time I'm gonna do 3 times in one shot, whereas before I only did it once per my donation. So I'm trying to grow my hair out to be as long as my buttocks, if you will. Now that being said, my hair is not cooperating with me at the moment, and eventually I'll get my hair so long that I want to have 3 different distinct hairstyles. Number 1, which I'm gonna list these from easy to hard to obtain. Number 1, Chun-Li hair buns. I love Chun-Li. I want to marry Chun-Li. I want to marry a woman like Chun-Li one day. Except I don't want to marry a woman that could possibly kill me in a scissor lock. That doesn't quite appeal to me. But being that I'm disabled, anyone can theoretically kill me. So there's that. Okay. Now then, the next one would be, I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I kind of want to get a Princess Leia haircut, with the hair buns and all that. But this time I want to use my natural hair, or I should say the hair that my mother gave me, rest of his soul. And it's pretty amazing because I'll share it with people, my friends on Facebook, Instagram, and stuff like that. So that's pretty interesting. And also, I want to my last haircut will be Usagi, or in other words, Sailor Moon. Now her haircut requires a very distinct length down to my hips. Now that's gonna be hard to do. That's with this unruly mess we got back here. But I'm used to pigtails, so I can do pigtails. That being said, the circle buns on top of the meatballs, if you will, that will be a little bit of a pain in the butt, if you ask me. And you see that degree over there over my shoulder? Yeah, that's my certification from Stony I'm a qualified teacher of social studies. That being said, I like to consider my my certificate that now I'm a certified wise ass. Now we're trying to get another one for psychology and the age. It's a double major, but I couldn't do it because it was just too difficult. And if you know me, that saying a lot because it really was horrid. My experience did. And if you see the footage in the videos that I'm going to make it public when I get old and done, you will definitely see why every day I was pissed off, and why every day my rage meter slowly rose from the bottom to the top to the next level, then to the top, and going upwards and upwards and upwards. And it was very, very bad. But I made some friends, and I loved the food over there, which was, I think, one of the best parts of the whole college experience over there. Anyway, enough about the misery of the past. Now let's talk about this godsend of cartoon series. By God, this show is awesome. The setting is awesome. The characters are awesome. And Sonic the Hedgehog himself is played by Mr. Little White, the guy from Family Matters, Urkel, the black nerd. And this guy is really real awesome in this character role because it gets the impatience, the coolness, and the overall wisecracking remarks at Dr. Robotnik and everybody else. And Jim Cummings plays this version of Robotnik, and by God, I gotta say that he is the quintessential Robotnik voice. He's mean, he's menacing, he's demented, he's got a wicked awesome laugh. I mean, everybody else from the game can take lessons from this guy. This guy puts a fear into everybody else that's around him. Even his nephew, Snuffly, which I don't think ever got into any of the other media except the comic strip, the comic books. Now, there is one question that I want to know about. I'll get to it in a little bit, but basically, Robotnik's already succeeded in taking over the world. In this case, it's Mobius. We get a quick flashback of that in the awesome fastest thing alive little song there in the beginning, which I always thought, which when I was watching this show as a kid, I used to call it Sonic the Hedgehog, because of the way the guy who sings it like Sonic, really deep stuff. But everything is roboticized. Everything is turned into a robot. Now, the comics do a good job in illustrating this. And they show that the palace of the forest creatures there that owned it before Robotnik came over was turned into a giant, looks like a pine cone, a metal pine cone. Now, I gotta say that in the games there was no reference to this except for a few minor parts in Sonic Spinball and a few others. But the games portrayed the robots that Sonic must defeat as being cute and cuddly in that sort of way. Like, for example, a caterpillar looks like a cute caterpillar. The crab robots look adorable. They look like little crabs that you can eat and stuff. And the bats look like bad characters, and the pigs look like real pigs that shoot stuff at you. So I am glad that in this one they made them look more or less like Star Wars characters, like Star Wars creations and things that you would see in those movies. Now, Doug Walker, when he commented on this show, he brought up when I said that when you look at some of the backgrounds in this show, it looks like they come right out of Star Wars. But he didn't go detail nothing to that, because he said that just the background looked like that. And the backgrounds don't really but the backgrounds are really intense and stuff, but the thing is that that's not the only aspect that looks like that. The swap pods, that's I don't know if you can see it here, but look over here. Look, little red guys in the corner. They look a lot like stormtroopers. And they got robots that look like the chicken walkers from Star Wars too. I don't know. I think they're ETSCs. Don't tell me whatever you do. Don't tell me about that. So, if 99% of this planet is covered in robots and metal and the inorganic material, I understand that Dr. Robotnik is part robot, being that his eyes are made of the whites of his eyes are covered in blackness, and his pupils are red. I get that he's part robot himself, so he can pretty much sustain himself, and he eats all living creatures and stuff. But as far as I know, his nephew Sniffly is a pure human being, a pure organic life form, So, one thing that's never explained in this show is how did he survive? All these toxic fumes and all these deadly things in the air. How can he survive it? Okay. Now, oh yeah. Before going into detail about the plot and stuff of this episode, just remember it's named Sonic Boom. It's named after the phenomena where something breaks the speed barrier and it makes a boom sound. But it's not named after the questionable game that was released years ago for the Blur. So this entire episode is pretty much designed to where Princess SatAM, which for a long time I didn't know what animal she was supposed to represent, but it was a chipmunk, a sexy chipmunk. I didn't develop feelings for her or anything. I'm just saying that there are people out there that love this character to bits. I would vote for Lola Bunny type character to guide myself, but that's just the point. Anyway, this entire thing is pretty much to locate Princess SatAM's father, Maximilian Acorn, and they go throughout this go to Doug Robotnik's secret base in like underground passage and stuff, and they bring along Cat, which is a naked puma or cougar, whichever you prefer, and he ended up getting captured by Robotnik and threatened to be roboticized. All your free will goes out the window, and you become a mindless slave, and you become a cool robot. Which I always thought that Sonic would just hit him with his quills in like buzzsaw mode, and then he would pop out like a regular, like in the games. But apparently not. Apparently robotization is more of a permanent thing, and that you have to get de-robotized to become pure robotic, to be a pure human again, a pure creature again. So they also bring along Anton, which is another animal creature that I didn't figure out what it was at first, but it was a coyote. And he got a French accent, and he dressed like a Captain of Guard type costume, which indicates like willpower and security purpose forces, which he is. Two certain types of the puzzle one, I guess. So, they have Antoine and Sully go hack one of the Dr. Robotnik little machines at an event. Which, I think of it, why would you have a full computer setup in like cramped little vent? We're not even snuffing it into it. Fine. But, they're also worried about sentries coming into discover them while they're hacking the machine using Nicole, Sally's little palm computer there, that can fit into a compact. So my question is, why doesn't Sally or Antoine just cover up the hole again that they used a hatch to get into? It could be a little easier that way, and just hurry up getting it in there. which by the way, password is B, to find out some files on her father. And during the course of the episode, Doug Walker also makes mention that there's sexual overtones, some little dialogue in the show. Like, for example, in the late episode, they're talking about one-eyed snake and that, that's mean and stuff. We all know what that's referencing, right? But also, in episode number 1, they had Sonic talking about Wonder Weasel, which I have no idea what he was referring to in the show, but I think it's pretty clear what as adults we know what Wonder Weasel means, right? I'm not gonna comment on that. It's too obvious. But it's kind of funny. So anyway, one thing you notice is that it's the cat gets captured. What I mean is that anytime that there's a new character that's put into a show, and that they don't appear for any other episodes, it usually means they're captured or killed. No, in this show, you don't actually show them be killed. And they only show robots being destroyed and stuff. So, when they show, another odd thing that they show is that in the future episodes with Uncle Chuck, for example, they show, they show Uncle Chuck being able to resist robotic conditioning. So in other words, that tells me that that whatever is in there, whenever a being is roboticized, they retain some of their free will, or their animal will, if you will. And also, another thing too I like in this cartoon is the use of Power Rangers in more of a unique way from the game. Because in the game you just use them like 100 of them, whatever, get life, right? Or damage, or put extra damage so that if something hits you, you don't instantly die unless you're crushed or fall down a pit. But they use that for a very interesting purpose, which I'll get to in a moment. So during the course of this episode, they show Sonic alone. He buzzsaws his way into elevator shaft. I like the buzzsaw spin dash. I also like the fact that when he do a spin dash in this, or when he's running really fast, I should say, he does like spinning feet, kind of like the games or Sonic CD. That would be cool if they did that more often in Sonic media. So they show him running into the shaft. Now, they show him running straight up the shaft from the entrance, and then get bugged by a downward elevator. Now, if they want to be more true to physics, they would have him, how should I put this? Like, instead of running straight up the round shaft, you should have him start at the bottom and then go up in like a spiral. I guess that would be closer to what you would expect from a physics standpoint to be more accurate. anyway, this show, that when Nicole finally does, when she does, you know, find out about the information about where so Acorn's father might be, they go to the place called the Dog Swamp, which is much like what John Trump was trying to get rid of the Dog Swamp. There won't be any more political jokes in this video, but they're going into the Dog Swamp, and they find a map for where he's located. I think it was the Iron Gate, or something like that. The Iron something. Anyway, the only structure in this swamp. Now, Anton and Sally take a little while to get there, but after Sally catches up with them, he managed to find this place right off the bat. Granted, it's a fast thing of life, but still, he had no knowledge of this place, or whatever. So, after he dispatched one of Robotnik's stealth robots, which looks a little bit like a manta ray, if you ask me. And this episode is kind of cool because it showed that Robotnik had like all kinds of predator drones and all kinds of other stuff too. Now, if Robotnik wanted to make his takeover more complete and stamp out all resistance to him whatsoever, you would think that he would aggressively expand the Robotropolis in a forceful way, like paving the forest and destroying the trees and stuff. Very, very good subtle messaging about like industrialization, stuff like that. But I guess it's stupid. Like in the game, he got IQ 300, but he dumb as a rocket, simple things like getting rid of pests. So, so then they go to the Iron Gate, and they go to the spot where Sully thought that her father was at. And she recognized the piece of his cloak there, like on royal robes and stuff. In it, they find a computer, an ancient computer. And that's another point that I got to pick up, the Iron Gate is pretty much like a stone prison, like a pyramid type thing, almost similar to what you find in one of the ancient level games in Sonic. But anyway, the computer is electronic, obviously. So, how would they be able to use a computer in a clearly decaying prison cell of like ancient proportions? That's something that they don't answer in the movie, in the show, I should say. And just that he was there, and they get schematics of the prison for it, and so then they end up falling through a trapdoor underneath the prison because the computer got smashed by Rick Rock because of Sonic's clumsiness, I should say, of Indiana Jones. And then they fall into a pit with like a giant psychoptic booger monster. I don't know if he give it a name or whatnot, but he is. And so, then, Another question I bring up before I get to the monster is, if the king was there, why did he leave his clothes there and get did get taken away by somebody? The robot get to him first, but there's always that message of him still being alive and Sully wanted to go rescue him. I don't know. I mean, at least it's nice and all that, but I don't think that in the cartoon show or the comic strip, we're actually not given any specifics on any type of magical powers he might have. I think in later comics he's shown having like magical powers with his scepter and his clothes and stuff, but that's neither here nor there. I'm talking about just a cartoon. So where is he? We'll see that later on in another episode. And he's voiced by Tim Curry, which I didn't know at the time, but it was him. Which I have no idea how a British monarch gives birth to a girl with no accent whatsoever. So anyway, they show Sonic and the others being attacked by this booger monster, and they use the powering in a very special way because you just collect them in the game and that's it. They give you the exclusive point and that's it. Then in the show they actually give him his trademark super speed. Although he was fast to begin with, but they increase his speed like tenfold or whatever it was. So he ends up going into the monster, giving him a heartburn, and then come out of the back of his tail. So they say that how did you know Sonic that he was a robot? Because he was a robot and inside the hedgehog. The hedgehog knows. I think that's code for it. I heard the machinations inside the robot skin. Which, by the way, I have to point out that the way the monster was moving around before we realized that it was a robot, the machine inside couldn't move in the angles and that smoothness that they were portraying. Like they going up and down with the legs. They were in the booger monster when you thought it was organic, it was moving left and right in the swing and stuff. So that they couldn't really explain it. Whenever somebody has a robot, they have a distinct coldness and a distinct stiffness in these cartoons. Even the Slotbox, which by the way, was that robot created by Robotnik or was that created by somebody else? We don't know. So they finally get out of this cave system, this tunnel system which leads to cave. To right back where Robotnik's base was from the beginning of the cartoon. Now I have to ask this: if you were Robotnik, you took over a section of your land, and then wouldn't you want to explore the entire area? Find any cave systems that might be in there and stuff. No, I know I would. It's kind of stupid. So, well, Sally and Antoine sabotaged more stealth robots, more stealth drones. Sonic looks for captured cat. He can't find him anywhere in the cell. So that he was either tortured or it was made into a robot. Had to get the robot. Anyway, they end up finding the drones, sabotage them so they go boom boom, and robotics let the epic yell, or I should say roar, and pretty damn good. I would love to see what would happen if Jim Cummings would have to do that roar in real life. You know, in front of an audience. It'd probably orgasming to leak. But wait, this guy also did Winnie the Pooh and among other things too, like Scar from the good Lion King movie in the 90s. But yeah, he was pretty good with that raspy voice. Indeed, too. So, my only question with that is that they sabotage all 4 drones to go off at the same time. Why did one go off and 3 on the side? But anyway, they won. The good guys won. He sit back Robotnik a little bit. It's conquering the world. Kind of like Star Wars, actually. You know, with the rebels and trying to take on an overwhelming force of just pure chaos and evil and all that. So yeah, this was an incredibly short show, but it was incredibly good and incredibly satisfying. I want my season 3, damn it. Even though they're not gonna put out set number 3. So, this has been Joseph English here to talk to you about the first episode of Sonic SatAM. The name of the episode is Sonic Boom. And and if you have any more suggestions, any anime shows or just in general TV shows you could talk about, would like to do Breaking Bad one day, and I'm not sure my head for that. So sorry for white fans out there, I'm not doing it. So if you have any suggestions about it, and I want to do Cowboy Bebop, and I'm not gonna do Better Call Saul because that's really garbage. I will do Cowboy Bebop and the Netflix show came out last year, I believe. And if you have any more suggestions, my number is 631-707-3707. And my email is jjviewingchannel@gmail.com. And my Twitter is PNelsonPro. So, signing out, guys. And this is back when the animation on Sonic Hedgehog was actually good, and the story was good. None of the Sonic kissing a human princess, because I think this princess is a female chipmunk. Although you could argue that it's a different species, but yet it's an animal at least. Sayonara, guys.